Hello everyone. So let's proceed with our next topic, that is comments in Java. So what does you mean by comments? So comments are lines in Java code that are written for explanation and understanding, but they are ignored by the compiler. Like in my previous video, you have seen I was using this double slash after, like if I have integer, for example, we have just declared an integer a, and we were writing double slash, and I was saying this is declaration. So what was these double slash mean? These mean this is the way to comment. It was just for explanation and understanding. It is never executed by our program. So comments are not for programmers, not for computer. These are just for the understanding of programmer. In future, if any other programmer will see this code, this is just a general example. But for example, if you are working in a company, you have a very long project. So in that you have multiple, say 10,000 files. So you are not the only one you are gonna write that project. There are multiple developers working on that project. So what your piece of code is doing, you should write it in such a way if any other developer is reading that code, they should easily understand what does it mean. And in some instances you have to comment out, like for example here you are passing some code for authentication in the code block, so you will give some comments saying authentication and all. So these are just for programmers for better understanding, and they are never written for the computer or machine understanding. For example, this is a comment int age 25. This will be executed and read by the compiler or our computer, but this will not be creating any impact on our computer. It is just for explanation and understanding. So this is generally we call as single line comment, and compiler ignores it. So why do we need comments? Till now you are aware, for everything we are doing, we see why do we need that. Comments help us to explain code, improve the readability, make code easy to understand, help team members understand the logic, and temporarily disable code during testing. If you want to debug some code, so that time you can comment out some lines of code and do some testing, make maintenance easier. For example, like writing notes in a notebook that you write for your understanding, right? Teachers just read them, and like teacher teaches whatever she wanna teach, and you are taking notes of that. That is a kind of we can say comments. Teacher reads them but calculator doesn't. Okay. Types of comments in Java. There are three types of comments. Single line comment, which we have denoted by this. Multi-line comment starts from this, and we can write it in multiple lines, and in the end we can close it by star and this slash. This is a strict symbol. Okay, don't get confused. And documentation comment we'll see in this video later. So first of all, let's discuss about single line comment. It is used for writing one line of comment. So whatever you want to write, you have to complete it in this line only. You cannot go to the next line, because then your compiler will throw error. If you want to write single comment, like this prints the hello world, this is your single line comment, right? But if you want it to write it in such a way that this is a comment, for example, this. So this is taking multiple lines. So for this, you cannot use this. This will throw error. So we'll see how we can write this in multiple line in later video. Everything after this double slash in this line become comment. So this won't be affecting the compiler. This is just for programmers understanding. Okay. Now, multi-line comment. Multi-line comment starts with slash and then asterisk and ends with star and asterisk. For example, I was telling you now, if you want to write it in multiple lines, you need to start it this way and end it this way. This is your multi-line comment, and it is useful for detailed explanation, large notes, and temporary blocking the code. If you are, for example, testing a piece of code, and that is having, for example, you have written a script containing 100 line of code. Okay, now you don't want to run all of them. So what you will do, you will if you want to test a particular 10 line of code, you will comment out those 90 lines. And if you try commenting out them using single line comment, then it will be very time taking and time consuming. So that's why that time we prefer this multi-line comment. Okay. Next is documentation comments. That this is present in Java. It's used for generating the documentation. And don't get confused with multi-line and Java documentation. In multi-line, we had this one asterisk, but in Java documentation, we have double asterisk after this slash. But the ending tag is same. Ending tag or ending of the comment is same. For example, this method adds to number at the rate author at the rate version, whatever we have written. Then you can write your code. And this is the end. This is the start. Okay. This is used in professional projects and it's very important in companies. Let's see the example of all three comments. This is single line comment, this is multi-line, and this is Java documentation. As you know, I can show you this in my editor that I think you'll be able to better understand then. I hope you can see my editor. We'll see comments.java. Let's create a file. Here we'll create a class, public class. Till now you are aware what will be the class name. It will be same as what we have the file name. Okay, then public static void main, for example. Now here, see, this is a single line comment we have written after double slashes, or we can say it as inline comment. This is multi-line, starts with asterisk and ends with this. And if you want to look at Java documentation comment, that also the double star, and you can write this is Java document. For documentation purposes, it can span to multiple lines. Okay. I think you are better able to understand this now. If I'll run this, observe comments.class file will get generated and you won't see comments in the console. You will just see whatever output we had in println hello world. See, and other we had in welcome to Java programming. So you can't see the comments on the console because it is just for documentation purpose and just for your better understanding. It's not for the compiler to execute something. Or now let's go back to our PPT and we'll see, can comments be executed? Now you know this answer. No, comments cannot be executed. They are ignored by compiler completely. If you write double slash in front of a statement, this will not execute because it is commented out. And it is very useful if you want to test something or debug something, you disable some part of code. For example, if you will disable this line, you will get start and end in the output. Now, what are the best practices for comments? Good comments will be considered if they are meaningful, first important thing. Also try to make them short. If you write long comments, then it will make a code messy and look longer. It's the aim of the comment should be clear. You should not write this is a comment. This is a comment. This is the poorest line a people can or a developer can write. This is not understandable at all. What does this mean? Useful. If you write good comments, that should be useful and updated with code. Okay, if you are updating something, if you have written code something else and later you are updating, so you should add comments there. For example, if you write it as x variable, this is the bad comment because everyone will be aware that this is the variable, but this is useless because this comment you need not to write. Everyone who is coding in Java till now, they are aware that x is a variable. But what you can do is, first you can keep the variable name as meaningful like total marks, and you can write a comment store students total mark. This is a good comment. Okay. Now uh, let's see what is the difference between comments and print statement. Many beginners gets confused in this. This is a comment starting with double slash and it is for explanation purpose only. It won't give any output. But if you write some statement like system.out.println or print hello, it will give you the actual output. And what will be the output? This will be the output. Okay, hello will be the output. Now, common mistakes students can make, they might use wrong symbol. They might use single slash, but that is wrong. You should use double slash for single line comments. And sometimes starting of multi-line comment, people remember, but ending them they forgot. So remember to close that. Otherwise, you will see compilation errors. Also, writing too many unnecessary comments and too many comments make code messy. Use smart comments. Short revision. Comments are ignored by compiler. It is used for explanation only. This is single line. This is multi-line. This is Java documentation. Comments improve readability. Comments do not execute. It is used in debugging, and JavaDoc used for documentation purpose only. So one line definition we can say are comments are non-executable notes written in code to improve understanding and readability. This was all about comments. So the takeaway is this is single line comment, this is multi-line comment. You can write multiple, span it in multiple lines, and this is for documentation purpose. JavaDoc. Don't uh, forget to close these. Just this is the starting. It don't have any ending indication. Otherwise, the ending indication is the end of the line you have. Okay. So this was all about comments. We'll see another topics in another videos. Thanks. Bye bye.